Piece of cake. No. Well, I usually do because I just wander off visiting. And, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you're talking about Tyson. Yeah. But we also lost some other great ones. I mean, Omar and Alvaro. Uh, the year that Alvaro had was amazing. Broke our school record for single season assists. I mean, those guys would be missed. It's always a big dent in your program when you lose guys like that. But I think we saw with Tyson being there 4 years, we were able to plan for it, which is kind of unique this day and age. In the old days, you'd look at the roster and you could plan for 2 or 3 years out. So much has changed in that aspect of coaching, and but with Tyson, we saw it coming, and so I think our staff did a great job of. We had a couple guys redshirting that are going to help us. In the portal, we got some great ones, and I think we found a way to, when you're talking about a guy that's a goat of the program, you can't replace him per se, but you gotta find a new identity for the team, find a new way, and I think we really did that. I'm really pleased how the team's looking and what we have as far as pieces go. They're they're really shaping their identity, I think, and it's still it's going to be a work in progress in this day and age. That you're you're putting a lot of different personalities together, a lot of different styles together, backgrounds. So you don't know in October exactly what you're going to get because things change when you get under the lights too. So, but I think we're really starting to form our identity. They're starting to understand what our program's about, what we're consistent with year in, year out with our program. I think what we're talking about, because it's fresh in my mind, is that how we play together, you know, because that's been a something that our program has done well. We've had teams that have really played together well, and had a little synergistic effect with our team. And so if we can do that, and we've showed really good signs of doing that so far. So if we can do that, we're going to have a good team. Well, I've been really impressed with our freshmen, because I think I had a little idea of, the returners that we have. They all got better, like hope, and then the transfers. We knew what we were getting there, really good players. But some of the freshmen have really grown from the summer to the fall to, you know, even with the one exhibition game, you saw some growth there from. And so I think they're going to be guys that get a lot better. They're quick learners, they're high basketball IQ guys, great teammates. So that's probably the surprise is the freshman. So what was the last part? Uh, well, first of all, it's always been about our culture, and we got a lot of great things in place there at Boise with continuity in our staff, great, support of our administration. It's a great support of our boosters. I mean, we're in a state, and Lee, that you're in a state when you are the pro team of the state, especially now with NIL and all that stuff, it really helps you retain guys. And so, but it's the relationships and it's the culture, but you also have to be able to, you know, you can't ask these guys to work for free this day and age. So, and I don't ever want to, so we've been able to step up in those areas too. So I think all that stuff really helps us retain guys, and I think we did a great job of that this year with the guys. It was the nucleus that we needed to keep, and we kept them all. Yeah, and how much our boosters and fans and the whole community, you know, Bronco Nation is strong in Boise. I'll tell you that. And I mean, when you go there and see it as a kid, I mean, that's the kind of situation you want to play in. Yeah, and it was really funny though because we were playing in that crowd, and it seemed like we played into the summer. I mean, and it was really funny because he was telling me, "I'm so excited to play, and I'm excited for next year." I'm like, "Well, Da, we're still playing, I mean, so it, it was funny because you're turning the page to next year a little bit already, but you're still enjoying the last games with Tyson, Alvaro, Omar, those guys. So I wanted to really enjoy those too. But he was really excited. He's been a great fit. He's gonna be a really good player. You know, yeah, it's crazy. Um, but the European stuff and the foreigners, that's been going on for a while. Well, maybe, not maybe. Yeah, it has. And so, yeah, it's just a ever changing landscape, and it's changing quicker, you know, than I mean, daily it's changing. You see something, you're like, wow. I think a lot of the coaches are like, we can do that. Usually coaches are on the cutting edge of what's going on and what we can and can't do. But there's a lot of quality coaches and quality programs that are scratching their head going, we don't even know we can do that. And I think anything that you can imagine and think about, you might be able to find a way to do it. I mean, that's true. Used to be. Yeah. Yeah. And it just, I mean, you want to keep the great things that college had. And there's great things that for the players and I mean, and there's always a ton of positives, but there's, when people talk about unintended consequences, there's always that. There's always, but, you know, we've got some older guys on our staff, some old heads, some young guys, and, you know, I kind of just like, never going to complain about it. It's just the reality of it. We're just going to try to evolve as quickly as we can and stay ahead of things as much as we can and be creative. And we got great administrators helping us with that. But it's daily. I mean, the moment you're like, okay, I'm focusing on
Yeah, my pest here.
now, all of a sudden, 10
It's
things
just taking all the. Having
you're missing the boat there, or, just fighting this thing at the speed of the
Boise State players. No, I'm sorry. Bring some incredible experience to the
yeah. I mean, that's a yeah, and Mark, that's a question that we have to go so deep, so many things, so many layers, and it, things have to get solved because
just being able
we've
to
got the
play in the
greatest
Big Ten,
sporting
being able
event
to
in
have
the world,
experience.
the NCAA tournament. Got to protect college basketball. And I think a lot of the
So guys, especially the
older
younger
heads and
guys,
coaches, it's our duty to try to fight the fight and
limit the
make
mistakes.
this hang on to this product, not hang on to the product, but keep fighting for college athletics and keep it. I think that's got to be our mission to solve all those problems.